Odin is the one to blame.
Spoiler alert!
Disclaimers first. This video contains spoilers for all the previous movies within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe gets bigger and bigger with every film, and whether together or as rivals.
You just started a war!
The stories surrounding the Avengers are getting more complicated. But what if all of this drama could have been prevented? According to a growing theory among fans, there is a scapegoat who is to blame for all of the events that have taken place within the 13-movie span of the MCU. And this scapegoat is none other than Thor's father, Odin.
You are an old man and a fool!
It all began with a little negligent mistake. While waging war against the Frost Giants, he lost the Tesseract, an incredibly powerful artifact and one of the Infinity Stones, which until then had been stored safely. This recklessness resulted in the objects falling into the hands of Hydra, an event which seriously affected the course of the film series. If Red Skull had never found the Tesseract, the US military never would have felt the need for the Super Soldier program, which turned Steve Rogers into Captain America in the first place. World War II, therefore, would have had the same outcome as in reality, which in turn would have made the creation of S.H.I.E.L.D. obsolete.
S.H.I.E.L.D. takes the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be.
Without S.H.I.E.L.D., Hank Pym would have never received the funding for his Pym particle technology, which is why there would have never been an Ant-Man or a Wasp to begin with. Therefore, Scott Lang would have accepted normal jobs after being released from prison.
My days of breaking into places and stealing shit are done.
Natasha Romanoff would have never joined the US forces, and without S.H.I.E.L.D., she would have never met Clint Barton.
Let me put you on hold.
Without the Winter Soldier program, Tony Stark's parents would probably still be alive and in charge of Stark Industries, which means that Tony would have never left his Playboy life behind, and Iron Man would have never been created.
Is it better to be feared or respected? And I say, is it too much to ask for both?
Tony's reckless weapons deals would have never damaged Sokovia, and the Maximoff twins would have never been recruited by Hydra, and therefore would have never received their superpowers. The absence of the Super Soldier program would also mean that Dr. Bruce Banner would have never tried to imitate it. Thus, his transformation into the Incredible Hulk would have never occurred.
And I'm a huge fan of the way you lose control and turn into an enormous green rage monster.
Thanks.
Now that neither S.H.I.E.L.D., Iron Man, Captain America, or the Incredible Hulk would have existed, characters like Ultron and Vision also never would have been created. Without the Battle of Sokovia, the UN Accords would have never been implemented, and Black Panther's father would still be alive. The only developments that still might have occurred are both the evolution of Peter Parker
Hey everyone.
and the kidnapping of a young Star-Lord.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Whether or not a less reckless father could have prevented Loki from becoming evil is open to interpretation. What do you think of this chaos theory? And if you want to know more about comic book character origins, like the members of the Suicide Squad or Black Panther, then check out these videos.